Hello, good evening, and welcome back to my channel. I am sitting here trying to be cool, and you can see everything ruffling and blowing at me. I have a fan state pointing at me, trying to keep cool. Alright, you know my thing with the. Give me 1 second, let me just turn it down a little. Maybe I can. I don't need to turn it back up anytime soon. All right, I'm here to do my series September readathon list. I'm just gonna call it my TBR also. Series September readathon TBR. All right, series September is run by Christoph Books and Jam, and Sarah's Nightstand. Krista also does the Middle Grade March readathon too. So that's the same Krista. I love reading series. One of my favorite things to do. I'm reading this series, which is a really long series. It would have been awesome to put one of these in to this, but I didn't pick them up, and I'm reading them from my library because there are like 50 other them. So I'm getting them from my library, and I finished the ones I had recently from them and took them back. This is one that I have in my collection. I also just finished this other series. This is a 3-book series, so I finished this one recently. Instead of reading any other books for my summer reads, I read that entire series. Alright, so let me just get into the prompts to the books that I chose for each prompt. And yeah, for Ike book, which is prompt number 1, I chose The Inheritance Game. And this is a young lady who was luck has changed drastically because she was worrying from one point to the next where she was going to get enough funds to do what she wanted to do. And an elderly gentleman has died and left her his entire fortune. But there's a caveat: she has to move into the mansion. And when she moves into the mansion, the elderly gentleman family, they're all living there, but there's lots of secret passages and secret notes and elaborate riddles, and there are billions of dollars at stake. So hopefully she can survive the games to claim the money. Alrighty, that's The Inheritance Game, and I'm using this for my book. Prompt number 2 is a start a series, and this is you've probably seen this many times. This was in my summer reads, but instead of reading this, I was busy reading the other series that I had there, and so I'm putting this back into my September series. It's still summer, right? Yeah. All right, Dance of Thieves. Sorry, by Mary E. Pearson. Apparently, a lot of people. Okay, a stunning new adventure set in the kingdoms of the Remnant, a formidable outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations, a son destined to lead, thrust suddenly into power, 3 fierce young women of the Rattan, the Queen's premier guard, a legendary street thief leading a mission determined to prove herself. She's legendary. A dark secret that is a threat to the entire continent. When outlaw leader meets reformed thief, a cat and mouse game of false moves ensues, bringing them intimately together in a battle that may cost them their lives and their art. Alrighty, that's Dance of Thieves. My third prompt is the prompt is double, and I'm reading this because for the double second, I'm gonna call it the second book in a series. This is a little shiny, I know. It's the True Bastard series, which is the second book in the Latland series. This is the second book in the Latland series, and this follows Fetching as she assumes the throne or the place of power of being the chief of the band of orcs that she is now leading. So I want to get into this. I think I'm gonna pick this up first. If I don't pick this up first, I'm gonna be aiming for it for my second book. I love this author. It's by Jonathan French. I love his writing. When I read the first book, I love the story that he told. I just love this book. It's series. So I'm reading the second one now. Fetching was she was once the only female writer in. If you read the book, all of this is in the first book. I'm sorry, but it's in the first book. She was once the only female writer in the group, and she had to fight hard for her spot in the group, and you know. But that is the lot. But in the years since she became chief, the lots have tested her strength to the breaking point. So we're gonna follow fetching on her adventure. Yes, I'm thinking about just reading this and just spacing, but yeah, the True Bastards. And this prompt, as I say, it's for double. It's the second book in a series. Okay, for prompt number 4, the recommend. I had a book that I wanted to read. I saw a couple of people who I watch on their channel was reading it. I'd read it before, and it's on my Oopla app, and it's the Once Upon a Broken Heart. Once Upon a Broken Heart series by, what's her name again? Where did I put her name? Sorry. Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. I am sure that's a YA book. I don't have it here in front of me, but I'll insert a picture for it, or at the end I'll try and show it to you on my Kindle. My Kindle. Okay, for my book 5 prompt is it's finished, and it's audio. It's I could do it as an audio or an ebook, but I'm gonna be doing it as an ebook on my Kindle because it will go towards my reading challenge that I am currently doing on my Kindle app. So hope it's not too shiny. It's The Final Reckoning by Robert Bailey, and it's book 4 in the McMurtry and Drake lawyer series. I've read 3 of the books already. This is the final book. So when I finish this, I will have finished this series. McMurtry was a professor who was fired from his teaching position, and he went back into doing law, and he has solved got conviction and a number got his clients off on a number of big cases. And in this final setting, a killer is coming after him because he helped to put the killer behind bars. So the killer is after him. Right? That's The Final Reckoning by Robert Bailey. Okay, prompt number 6 is new. I got this book from the publishers. I've never read it before. This is I can say new to me author and a new to me series. I'm gonna read this book for that. It's not really big, and it will be a nice introduction to this gentleman. This is The Second Murderer. The Second Murderer by Dennis Mina, and it's a Philip Marlowe novel, and it was in my book all. No, not here. It's not on the back. Philip Marlowe finally met his match. It's early fall when a heat wave descends on Los Angeles. Private Detective Philip Marlowe is called to the Montgomery estate, an almost mythic place sitting high on top of Beverly Hills. Wealthy socialite Chrissy Montgomery is missing. Young, naive, and set to inherit an enormous fortune, she's a walking target, ripe for someone to get their claws into. Her dying father, her dying father, and his sultry, bottle blonde girlfriend want her found before that happens. To make sure they have they have got Annie Reardon, now head of her own all-female detective agency, on the case too. The search for Chrissy takes the two investigators from the Montgomery mansion to the roughest neighborhoods of LA, through dive bars and boarding houses and out to Skid Row. And that's all before they find a body at the Brody Hotel. Who will get to Chrissy first? And what happens when a woman doesn't want to be found? Alrighty, that's the second murderer, and that's for my new to me author and a new to me series. As I say, I love a series. And prompt 7 is on my Oopla. This is going to be my audiobook. I have been meaning to read this series for a long time. Read the last book in this series, and it's the third book in the third book in the I want to say Dark Dawn series, but it's not Dark Dawn. The third book is Dark Dawn by J. Christoph, but that's not the name of the series. The name of the series, give me 1 second, let me get it up on my screen. I have it on my screen. Come on, don't do me down. Let me down now. Doo-doo. Yes. Yes. Alrighty. Alright. Oh. Might be a little glary, but that's it. Dark Dawn. I'm gonna do the audio for it on my Oopla. And as you can see, it's 21 hours and 35 minutes long. And this is the epic conclusion to the international best-selling Nevernight Chronicles series. That's what I was trying to remember, by J. Christoph. This is Mea Corvair Gladiator, escaped slave and infamous assassin, is on the run, pursued by blades of the Red Church and soldiers of the Illuminati Legion. She may never escape the city of bridges and bone alive. Her mentor, Mercurio, is now in the clutches of her enemies. Her own family wishes her dead. And her nemesis, Consul Julius Scava, stands but a breath from total dominance over the Republic. But beneath the city, a dark secret awaits. Together with her lover Ashlyn, brother Joanne, and a mysterious benefactor returned from beyond the veil of death, she must undertake a perilous journey across the Republic, seeking the final answers to the riddle of her life. Through dark approaches, night is falling on the Republic for perhaps the final time. Can Maya survive in a world where even daylight must die? Alright, that's the Dark Dawn series. That's the final book. That's the third book also. So I want to finish it. So it's this is my audiobook pick for Triple. And for old, that's prompt number 8. I am going with Ranger's Apprentice, because this is one of the old series that I have been reading forever. I'm gonna say forever. I've been reading this series off and on. I started reading this series. When I started reading this series, he was just a boy of either 14. I think he was either 14 or 16 when I started reading this 16. He's now an adult. He has progressed to an adult in this series, and this is book 8 in the series. So yeah, The Ranger's Apprentice. This is The King of Clonmel by John Flanagan. I love this series. It's such a good series. it's really a good series, and yeah, I hope some people pick this one up. It's Ranger's Apprentice. It's just pure and just a lot of adventure. It's a little bit like Percy Jackson, but without all the magics. This is just a lovely young man who, has grown up really well, and he's helping out in his community. He's fighting the thieves and the brigands, and he uses a sword and a bow and arrow. So yeah, if you can pick up Rangers Apprentice, it's a great little series. Alrighty, this is for the outsiders. And for prompt 9, I'm gonna use this one also because it's sort of like the biggest one there. Prompt 9, it says chunky, and I already told you what this book was about. So this will work out quite fine. It's 500, and is it 500 or 400? It's 400 and 400 and hold on. Yeah, it made it to 500. It's 500 and 505, 506, roughly 506 pages. So it made it nicely to chunky. Alrighty, so those are all the books I have picked out for my series September and my TBR read. Let me see if I can find the Once Upon a Broken Heart, so you can see what the book look like. 1 minute, element. Oh, I have so many books that I have picked out. This is it. I might do it. I'm gonna do it on audio. It's Once Upon a Broken Heart. I don't know what it's. As a tablet. Alrighty, and it's by Stephanie Garber. Let me just tell her quickly. Evangeline Fox was raised in her beloved father's curiosity shop, where she grew up on legends about immortals like the tragic Prince of Art. She knows his powers are mythic, his kisses were dying for, and that bargains with him rarely end well. But when Evangeline learns that the love of her life is about to marry another, she becomes desperate enough to offer the Prince of Art whatever he wants in exchange for his help to stop the wedding. The prince only asks for 3 kisses, but after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that the Prince of Arts wants far more from her than she pledged, and he has plans for Evangeline that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. That's Once Upon a Broken Heart, and that's for the recommendation because I saw quite a few other people who already recommended it. One of my other friends on Instagram also recommended it. Alrighty, so I'm gonna be doing that in audio. Alright, so yeah, wow, this was really long, but thanks you. uh, Thanks for watching. I hope you can pick up any or all of these books. I hope you join us in the series September readathon. Be well, be blessed, and thank you for coming in and watching my little video. Peace.